think I really need. This has to be the center of attention. I'm not gonna lie. My bookshelves could use some work. There are books that are currently not on bookshelves or my bookshelves, and I don't have a ton of room, so I wanted to do like a little book organization video with me, but I'm feeling like a hot mess right now. Like, my makeup didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out. This was supposed to be red to match my lips, which matches my cool shirt, which I was so excited to debut to you guys, and now I feel like I'm not doing it justice because of my makeup job. So hopefully we can look past that. So anyways, I do have some books that I want to organize, that I want to get them on the shelves. I'll show you guys what's going on. I'll take my camera off the tripod and give you guys like a little tour or like a little before action. And I also have like books that I want to cover because I have the archival like cover sleeves that I want to do that to some of my Stephen King books. So without much further ado, let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm working with and where we're starting. So even this is going to be difficult to show you guys because I don't have a ton of room in my space. I have 2 bookshelves. I have like a corner bookshelf out in my living room, but that doesn't really have any of my books that I like out there. That's mainly like my boyfriend's books. This is literally like the only space besides some small space in my office that I have room for books, and this is like where I keep like all my Stephen King books for me to look at. So when I wake up in the morning, I can be like, oh, look at all my Stephen King books. I can't wait to scare the shit out of myself today. And here comes my dog. And wow, we have a lot of work to do. To save you guys some shakiness, I actually decided to film this bit on my phone, so hopefully there's not too much of a discrepancy between video quality and whatnot. But like I said, these are the 2 bookshelves that I use mainly, and as you can see, I've got just books sitting here that I need to get onto the bookshelf. This is like my nightstand, and then this is like my side of the bed, which we're not going to show you because the bed is not made. And then down here at the very bottom, well, here's a pile of books. That's from that Stephen King book haul, as well as these books from here and up, which I just purchased from Goodwill. And then I've got like photo albums down here. I have like a random Stephen King comic book. And then I have those poor Stephen King books right here. Those are actually copies I really like. I just need to like reorganize. These books are standing here like this because when I buy these from used bookstores or like thrift books or something, I always wipe them down with like sanitizing cloths, and then they need a little time to dry. So to not transfer ink from like cover to cover, I make sure to just stand them up like this and let them dry. And I did that probably a week ago, and that's how I left them. And then we have random books, which all of these books I've either read or these are my TBR. So it's not like these are bad books. I just have to do something with them. And then, as you can tell, I am super into mythology. I am bringing back my Folklore and Fairy Tale Friday. Worry not. But I have some folklore books or mythology books. And then I have some more like folklore books here, which I'm super excited to get into. But like, see, a book like this, I want to recover because I actually really do like the cover of this book. But it's just tattered and falling apart. If we can see this. Aww. Doesn't that look fun? All right, so first things first, I decided to start with covering the books that I wanted to cover in the archival, I believe it's like Mylar. I'm not exactly sure what material it is. So anyways, I was just kind of going through and picking out some book covers that I like, or books that I felt like the dust jacket was kind of falling apart on that I wanted to reinforce with the cover. So I'm just going through and picking out some books that I like. So I decided to take all of the books that I was planning on covering into my office so I could use the floor space in there because I have way more floor space in my office than I do in the area where my bookshelves are. And so I just kind of gathered all the supplies that I thought I'd need. I grabbed some paper towels, some wet wipes, and scissors. And then I had to show you guys these because I'm pretty proud of these being in my collection. And these are both Dark Tower books. I've got the second and third one in the hardbacks, so I was pretty stoked that I was able to find those. And then naturally, a lot of my books have these like stickers on them, the barcodes, because I buy most of my books, if not all my books, secondhand. So a lot of times I have to very carefully remove those. And then I started to look at the archival sleeve that I purchased. I picked this up from Amazon and was reading through the instructions, and then I watched a YouTube video on it because I was kind of confused at how these covers work, which I highly recommend. I'll kind of show you how I did it, but I recommend watching a more professional video. And so then I ended up moving on to my desk because I needed a hard surface, I realized. So I basically just started off with a cover that I wanted to do, but I didn't care too much about in case I messed it up. To be honest, this is a little bit of a learning curve to get them correct, and I don't know if there's even a right way to really do this. So if I'm doing this wrong, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, but it worked for me. I definitely had like a little extra on a couple of the books, but I'm pretty proud about how they turned out. And yeah, like I said, I think this is definitely one of those things, practice makes perfect. But as you can see, I just like the aesthetic that this gives the books. It just looks nice and shiny. And then when I'm handling my books, I don't have to worry about like my fingerprints or like tearing the dust jacket or anything like that. So just a little insurance. So I did cover a couple of my book club edition books, as well as this one, Firestarter. I mentioned this in the video that I uploaded recently where I talked about how I find more collector Stephen King books, or how I locate them and purchase them. This was one that I picked up for like $4. And yeah, the dust jacket was a little tattered, but again, putting the sleeve on it makes it so much nicer. And now I can handle it and I don't have to worry about it, and it'll just keep it in the state that it's currently in. Now, this is a little tricky here because this is a first edition of Pet Sematary, and while these are pretty common, I still just wanted to cover mine because, I don't know, this is like one of my favorite books. So this one in particular had a couple stickers that were really, really stubborn. So I did try to use Goo Gone on it. I definitely wouldn't recommend using Goo Gone on covers that are kind of papery like this one. Maybe if it was more of a shinier finish dust cover, you'd get away with it, but the Goo Gone definitely kind of seeped into the actual paper itself of the dust jacket, and then it didn't even really remove all the stuff that I wanted. So it got the majority of the sticker off. Wasn't great, but this dust jacket, to be completely honest, was already beat up. So while this is one of my favorite books that I did want to cover, it was already beat up. So it looks better, I think, in my opinion. But if you are going to use Goo Gone, just be careful with what you use it on because it will leave an oily stain on more papery dust jackets. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have a better solution in the future when I do have other books that have this issue. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just sat there and it took me about an hour to cover the books that I covered. Okay. Hey, you can see Buddy. Come here, Buddy. You want to say hi? Uh-oh. Okay, you can leave. Okay, so I have my wider lens on, so now you can see more of what's going on. I finished covering the books that I was trying to cover. So the archival stuff that I bought covered, looks like 8 books. So I'll go ahead and put the link down in the description box below if you guys want to use the same stuff I did. I liked it. I feel like I did a pretty good job. I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, this is really just for my own sake. Like, let's face it, I don't really have like super valuable books. But hey, Buddy. This is Buddy. Say hi, everybody. My name's Buddy. Sit. Yes, thank you. Ooh, say I'm very cute. I'm very cute. So anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy another roll of it because there were a couple more books I wanted to cover that I just didn't have enough cover for. Okay, let's not, Buddy. He says I'm wild. I don't think I really need. This has to be the center of attention. I actually don't think. Oh my god. I actually don't think I need to like empty out the bookshelves. I think I can kind of just like move books around. So I'm gonna go ahead and organize them back onto the shelves. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do like publication order. I really just think I'm gonna put them how I like to see them, like the books at eye level that I like to look at, or like all my paperbacks together. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'm also going to go ahead and look at some of the copies that I have, multiple copies that I have of the Stephen King books, and decide which ones I want to keep, and then which ones I'm going to either resell or give away or figure out what I'm going to do with. So let's go and do that. So first things first, I worked on the bottom shelf. There was very valuable shelf space down here that I obviously wasn't utilizing very well. So I started taking out all of the photo albums and things that I had there. And then I noticed my books and my bookshelves were very dusty. So I went to grab a microfiber cloth and some cleaning solution just to kind of clean up some of the dust and the dog hair and all that kind of stuff. And then after I kind of put the photo albums where I was happy with them, I started just organizing books. Honestly, I don't have enough books for me to really organize by genre, but I try to roughly organize them like that. So I was putting like books with like books. And then other than that, I mean, I am the type of person who's constantly moving my books around. So it doesn't make much sense for me to like really dedicate a lot of time to specifically order my books. I'm probably one of those like really obnoxious book readers because I know there's some people out there who are like very particular on how their books are arranged. So I did end up kind of moving a bunch of stuff around to try and get it about how I like it, but there's really no science to what I'm doing. And then I had these, again, thrift books that I bought from Goodwill a couple weeks ago, so I finally sat down and removed all the stickers, but it was so annoying because these Goodwill stickers are super stubborn and they just kept tearing. It's almost like they do this on purpose to aggravate people, and then my boyfriend saw me being weird with the camera, so that's who I was waving at. But another thing about these Goodwill stickers, which I was really sad about, it did tear off some of the bind on some of the books that I cared about, like my Phantom of the Opera. It took some of the black off the spine, so what are you going to do? Like I said, if you guys have a solution to removing those properly, please let me know. I want to be able to remove them without damaging the book. And then I got to my Stephen King books. I was just kind of putting my book club editions together. And then, like I mentioned, I basically just organized my Stephen King books in the order of what I like. So I usually keep the books that I like to look at eye level. And then recently I bought a huge lot of hardcovers off of eBay, and I did have duplicates, so I went through and picked out the copy that I wanted to keep. So I kept the first editions. Actually, a lot of them were also first editions, so it was just a matter of which copy I thought was in better condition that I kept. And then I am going to be uploading that haul video soon. I know you guys were interested in seeing that because I mentioned it to you guys. So just subscribe and keep an eye out if you guys want to see that video. Okay, so I put like well, at least on this side, I put books here that I was excited about. Like I got my book club editions here. I got some other, well, a lot of these are first editions. They're just kind of sprinkled throughout. So yeah, I'll show you guys kind of how I organized it, or like the reasoning behind my madness. Because I'm sure to like a lot of avid Stephen King collectors, or like people who have vast book collections or lots of books, this probably looks horrendous. Okay, so like I said, oh, these are some of the books. You can see now they're shiny that I covered. There's some like little white edges here. I tried to get rid of them, but I also didn't want to like risk me bending the actual cover. So that's fine. I don't really mind. Like I said, that's more for me. It's not really because the books themselves are like super valuable. And yeah, this is definitely not in publication order. And I actually might do some more thinning out of some of the books here because like I have 2 copies of Insomnia. And although they are the different jackets, I don't know if I'm going to keep them both. Kind of like the same thing with the Just After Sunset. I have another copy here. And to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about, how the covers look a little bit different. It's like I couldn't decide which one I like. This one, obviously, I hate that there's like a CD or something here. I don't know what that's. I guess it's a collector's set. But yeah, eventually I might thin this out some more. As I do some more reading, I might be able to, I don't know, I just love the mass market paperbacks. Like I love how tattered they look. I'll probably keep them. And then I do want to get like, you know, the actual books of these with the dust jackets. And then down here, this is again, I tried my best to sort it. I just don't have enough books of each genre to really have it make sense. Like this right here is my mythology and folklore bookshelf. So I've got like a couple of these Barnes & Noble's collector's edition, the like faux leather bound ones. Then I've also got just some other like vintage ones I was able to track down. Like this one's really cool. And then I have like my nonfictions down here. And then I needed some more room, so I just kind of stacked them there. And obviously I don't love how that looks, but that's kind of why it's off in this corner. Then I have some science fiction, some like classics, and then some romance. And yeah, so one day I'd like to get more room, but this is kind of what I'm working with, so I'll have to just kind of cycle out the books as I read through them. And then these are the books, the Stephen King books that I'm planning on selling or giving away. Finding new homes for, I should say. Anyway, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I know that I don't have a ton of books. You know, it's just kind of nice sometimes to take care of the things that are valuable to you and just dust them or reorganize them or just kind of take assessment of what you have or stock of what you have. So that was me doing it. I'm sure I'll have more to come. But anyways, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.